Reality recap.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I know you have the reunion. Yes, we have 2 more episodes. And then we have the reunion, of course.
I look like the slave. I look like a mom. She was like, you the one that look like you got a high body count hair. I fell the fuck out, y'all.
Candace, has Deborah reached out to you to apologize after the episode aired showing Chris did not flirt with her?
She wouldn't dare. She would get eaten for breakfast.
Oh boy.
No, she's doubling down.
Why would you go meet with Ray J without talking to Princess or letting her know why? Like, she's trying to justify that she told her after the fact and not supposed to make it.
What do you think of your ex-husband Jim coming out and saying you did not try to stop him from suing Shannon and Tamara?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, if his memory is a little foggy about what transpired back then, that's okay. However, he did admit that I had nothing to do with the...
Reality recap. Reality recap.
What's up, y'all? Happy Monday. It is your girl V with Reality Recap here for another live Tea Talk session. We are streaming live right now across Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and we are here to discuss last night's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you're looking for the episode, I know some of you guys are watching on different streaming services. This is Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 16, Episode 13. The title of the episode is Chapter 1 Reset. You may be asking, how the hell are we at a Chapter 1 when we are 13 episodes in? We'll get into that. But we are here to spill the tea on last night's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So once again, we're streaming live across Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The chats are live. You can comment, give your thoughts on last night's episode, questions. I'm here to answer them. And yeah, just keep it real with me while I give you my unsolicited thoughts. Now, before we get started, please make sure you hit those like buttons, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's coming across the screen at Reality2876 is how you find me on YouTube. The link is also in my bio on Instagram and Facebook so that you catch all my recaps, not just my live ones. If you missed the live, they are up there for you. There's also pre-recorded episodes as well. So make sure you set your alerts, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, reality_recap, so you can get all the news, because I be spilling the tea, honey. So make sure that you are catching it in your teacup and following me on my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok platforms. Now, I have a special announcement, and then I promise we're going to get started. Yours truly is teaming up with another podcast, my friends over at Off the Top Sports. They are having their 8th anniversary podcast episode this Saturday, June 7th, right? June 7th. This week is whizzing by, y'all. I got so much going on, kids graduating. But yes, it will be this Saturday, June 7th. They are having a live podcast at SoCo Bar and Grill. That's Southern Comfort for my Jersey people that know. 501 Central Avenue in Orange, New Jersey. And guess what, y'all? Ta-da! Your girl will be a guest host at the live podcast. So I will be on the panel. The topics will be sports versus relationships. We get into all of the news happening. We'll be talking about Cardi B, Stefan Diggs, all the relationship drama that happens in the NBA, NFL, sports realm. So because your girl knows a little bit about everything, because, you know, I get the tea on reality TV, but also get the tea on everything else. So I am going to be on the panel that is this Saturday, June 7th at SoCo Bar and Grill. Again, the address is 501 Central Avenue, Orange, New Jersey. The live show will be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and an after party starting at 8 o'clock. So come out, pull up on your girl. It's going to be a good time. There's some other great people on the panel as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. This is my first live show, so I want all of your support. It's going to be a good time. So if you're in Jersey, New York, surrounding areas, pull up on your girl. All right. Now let's get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let me put them up on here so the people know what we're talking about. But let's get into Real Housewives of Atlanta last night. So we start off with Shamia. Shamia's at her mansion and she is preparing for the girls' trip to Grenada, which is on the top of my list of places to go, y'all, for real. Like how do you say, is it Maldives or Maldives? However you say it. That's number one. And Grenada is right underneath that for me on my wish list of places to travel to. So the girls are getting ready to go to Grenada. I don't know, y'all. I keep telling you, I'm not sold on Shamia yet as this top housewife that they're trying to sell her to be as the glue of Atlanta. I'm not sold on Shamia yet. It's not that I don't like her, but she's not giving fan favorite. She's not giving top housewife energy to me yet. But she gave y'all this speech about how she loved to pay it forward. So I love that the girls are donating to Grenada. She packed a lot of things and she, wants us to know that she tells her children that they must pay it forward and give away their old clothes and toys. And she talking about she go under the bridge in her Rolls Royce and she feed the homeless and her husband be telling her not to do it. It's too dangerous. And she tell him she must pay it forward. It's a little unauthentic to me at this point. I'm not really sure how I feel about Shamia. I'm still feeling her out, y'all. It's not that I don't like her. I'm still feeling her out. Hi, Lily. Thank you for checking in on YouTube. Appreciate you. But yeah, I don't know how I'm feeling about her, but she gave y'all her pay it forward speech. And Kelly comes over. She's helping organize because they are hosting the trip to Grenada together. And here comes Brittany, y'all. Brittany says she got the text message last minute about the donations. I don't know how Shamia has a full garage. Cynthia sent over her donations. You got even Drew sent over her donations. Everybody sent over their donations. And Brittany came with 3 tissue boxes, child. But yes, she came with her 3 tissue boxes, said that she got the information late about donating. She had her outfits together for the trip apparently, but not her donations. She also was still complaining. They asked her how did she, about her event and how things went down at the event. Exactly, Lily. Maybe that's what it is. Shamia does give a little lapdog energy to me. I'm sorry. She's not top dog. She's giving lapdog a little energy. I'm being honest. Thank you, Lily. But yeah, so Brittany is still blaming. She is blaming the event planner for her event going wrong. She says that nothing was set up on time. She says that, only her table where the housewives were was supposed to eat, and the rest of the guests were only supposed to get light bites. Yucks. Well, you guys know, or if you don't know, it's your fault because you're not following me. And this is why you need to be following me on, on Instagram and Facebook. But there's a lot that's happened with Brittany in the last couple of days. Hey, BJ, Sam Sports, thank you for checking in. Yes, see you Saturday. I just had the flyer up for the people. I let them know. I put it up again real quick this Saturday. Sam Sports will be in the building. And like I said, your girl is a co-host on the panel. It's going to be a kiki of a time. It's definitely going to be lit. So thank you for checking in. But yes, so Brittany is blaming the event planner in her episode. And she has had a lot happen, right? So the event planner spoke out after last week's episode. The event planner said she was only there to decorate. She was not in charge. Basically, she was more of a decorator than an actual event planner or curator. She was not hired to manage the event. She was not hired to tell what tables were supposed to eat and not eat. She was strictly there for decorations. She said that they had trouble she said they got there early, but that it took time for them to set up. They were behind schedule because Bravo was there setting up their lighting and their cameras. And also Brittany did not have authority to shut down the country club for her private event. I guess the money ain't that long. I ain't hating on the girl. You say you live in a neighborhood where you even got a country club. You got a little change in your pocket, and I'm okay with that, girl. Do your thing. But like Kelly said the neighbors ain't even know her, honey, at the country club. But that's neither here nor there. But it wasn't a private event. The country club was still open to the public, which made it even harder for the event planner to set up and do what she needed to do. But she said she was not in charge of, how Brittany's saying nobody was supposed to eat except for the housewives at her table. They were supposed to get light tables. They weren't even supposed to have chairs. They were supposed to be standing at cocktail tables. She's blaming this all on the event planner, who said that that was not the case. She also said that Brittany only had the budget for her table to eat and the light bites. Now, after that information and the event planner came out, now a lot of you guys were saying, we believe you, to the event planner. I said the same thing. I believe you. I didn't blame the event planner at all. But after that, your girl dropped tea that there was a civil lawsuit. Yes, documents were posted as well. The country club filed a civil lawsuit against Brittany's husband. Yes, it's the country club. It coincides with the day of her events. There were a lot of content creators there at the event as well. I reached out to two of them. I reached out to House of Aaron and to Binge Worthy, to Justin, and they confirmed that the other tables did not eat. They also posted about it as well, that they did not have food for them. And the event was a bit discombobulated. But yes, the country club is suing for, it says that they sued for $9,926 and a principal payment, I guess that interest of $148.50. So roughly about $10,000 her husband is being sued for. It says, this is, the handwriting is so tricky here, but it says amount owed for a golf outing and banquet held at this location is the reason. And it was held on July 19th, 2024. So this is, I blacked out the address of the country club and her address as well, but I left his name. His name is there, Mike Cunningham. Yes, he is being sued for roughly $10,000 for this event. So sip on that tea. So she's out here blaming the event planner, but it don't seem like it was the event planner's fault. That's all I'm going to say. Now, back to the episode. Y'all can get the full tea. I posted it on YouTube. I posted it on my social media, so you can read the document in its entirety there as well. But I just found it very comical that she was blaming this event planner on last night's episode when all of this tea dropped before the episode. We then see Porsha sit down with Drew. And I'm getting tired of this beef, y'all. I'm really getting tired of this beef with Porsha and Drew. It's made up, it's make believe. I really don't think that it's real. I've mentioned this several times already. I really do feel like Porsha had a plan, right? Porsha's plan, and Drew even said it on her interview with Carlos King. And I was like, girl, yeah, Drew may lie a lot, but this I don't feel like she's lying about, or at least I was on the same page with her. But I do feel like, and I've said it time and time again, Porsha came on this show. She was going to be funny, shady, show us her lifestyle as Mrs. Gubadia. And that all went down the drain when she started to uncover the truth about her husband. She filed for divorce. She was in jeopardy of losing her home. At this point in filming, Simon Twitter fingers are going out of control. He's sending lawsuits and cease and desist left and right. He don't want her to film in the car he purchased her, the house. He's, threatening to sue Bravo for defamation of character, the way he's being portrayed in the trailer of the season. All of this is going on. So her plan needed to pivot, or her storyline needed to pivot for her her welcome back to the show. And a part of her pivot was to have this beef with Drew. Drew and Dennis were making music long before they started filming for this show. And Drew mentioned that as well as with her interview with Carlos King. Porsha did not have an issue with them making music until cameras came up. Now, yes, Porsha is trying to make like she feels like Drew and Dennis were trying to film behind her back. But was it really behind her back if you sat down and met with him and knew about it and was threatening him not to do it? So was it really behind your back? No. Thank you, Ali from Miami. Thank you for checking in on YouTube. Appreciate you. But yeah, was it really that she didn't know? But I just felt like she was trying to consume, or she was trying to have restraints around everything that was happening that could jeopardize her divorce, including Dennis filming on the show or filming with Drew and making like she's doing it behind her back. This is all curated, in my opinion. And I'm also getting tired of Porsha getting up and walking out. I get it. I'm trying to give her grace. I've said this before as well. Like, I get it. She's gone through a divorce. Simon is giving her hell. And every time she sit down, there's need for her to argue, whether it's with Shamia or with Angela when they were in Nashville, with Drew every time she sees her at Shamia's party in Nashville. Now sitting down, she tends to keep, even when she sat down with Dennis, she got up and she keeps getting up and walking out. And that's just not the Porsha that I know. We're used to Porsha clapping back, having funny shade, and she's not bringing that this season at all. So I hope that eventually she will snap out of it. I get it. You're going through a divorce. Been there, done that. Know how it goes. So I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but her return has been it's fallen a little flat for me. And I don't want to see her leave from the show. I'm not saying that. I just want her to have a better season next season. Hell, if she's even invited back, because the ratings keep dropping. Even with Phaedra returning last episode, they had a season low of about 400,000 viewership. That's a season low. So they already started off the season with lower viewership than they had in past seasons, and it's been dropping every episode since. So I don't know. Hopefully she gets asked back and they make some adjustments, figure out the formula here, because even with Phaedra coming back, I thought that would boost ratings. They still had an all-time season low last episode. So and not yesterday's episode, last Sunday. So we'll have to see what's going to happen here, but they sit down. Portia's still talking about Drew filming behind her back. Drew is discussing, well, you guys are accusing me sleeping with Dennis. Do you think I should feel like that because you now had dinner with Ralph and Shamia? And neither one of them are being honest about their shade, because yes, did Porsha sit down with Ralph? She can say all she wants that it was Shamia that was having lunch or dinner with him, and she just was there to meet with Shamia, and they acting like they didn't know. She didn't know that Ralph was going to be there. I don't believe that for 1 second. So was she being shady and petty by having dinner with Ralph? Absolutely, in my opinion. And also on Drew's behalf, Drew is saying this whole Pilar comment that she made, that she wasn't trying to be shady. She was saying, she was repeating what Dennis said, and that he said he was doing this for a legacy for his daughter. It's cap. Both of them were being petty and shady towards each other. So just own that so we can move on, because I'm really getting tired of talking about the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. We've been talking about this for 13 episodes now. Like, to me, the formula is Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, right? Like Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I always say the burners are all on all the time. You have two fighting over here, two fighting over here, two fighting over here, two fighting over here. Then you come back episode or two later, and they all flipping and flopping and still and fighting with each other. And I hate when a housewives season is fixated on one beef the entire season. It gets boring after a while. So I really didn't think I would be up here 20 minutes talking to y'all about this episode. I guess I'm just airing out my frustrations. But yeah, I felt like it was another pointless sit down. The only thing that came out of it was more pettiness because Portia's trying to again make an example by being petty, but acting like she's not. She's saying, well, if you're not really messing with Dennis, why don't you clear it up? Because I hear you're dating this guy named Black. So they put this guy that allegedly is Black on the screen. They have his face blurred out, and he's wearing chains with an open shirt. I don't know who this guy is. I will do my research, but this is the guy that she's saying that Drew is dating. Drew says, I'm not dating anyone. I'm going through a divorce. You shouldn't put things out there that the streets are saying. And she turns around and she's petty right back saying, okay, well, the streets are saying that I'm dating Black. The streets are saying that you are dating Future. Am I to believe that? Porsha looked a little stunned by that one. I don't know if I believed her rebuttal that I don't know Future. I've never met him at all. I'm not dating Future. It was giving, oh shit, how she know that? That's what it was giving. But yeah, they're just throwing daggers, being shady, and we doing all of this over the hot dog man. Are we really doing this? Because she filmed with him to promote her album. Mimi Burns to you said it's Black Smoke. That's his name. If I look him up, is that what I'm gonna find him under? I love y'all. Y'all be boots on the ground ASAP with it. That's why I love y'all. Let me see. Black Smoke. 2 Ks, huh? I want to know a little bit about him. You said BLAKK, no C, huh? Okay. Well, I'm definitely gonna look it up. Mimi, what else do you know about him? Does he do what did I was just about to ask you, is it hookah? Cause I found it. Got it. So Black Smoke Luxury Hookah Company. Okay. Not what I was expecting. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Mia's Dude, Inc. That's who he reminds me of. How about I put this up here on the screen for you guys too? Since I done found it. Thank you. And you can find him under Black Tatted. Y'all are the best, I swear. Y'all is the best. Now, what would they be friends for? Because the pictures that it showed, it seemed like they were hanging out in music settings. So I wonder, what would they need to be friends for? Because she said they're just friends. But the pictures that they showed up, it looked like a music setting. Dennis was in the picture. But Porsha is saying that Dennis is the one that told her that that's who Drew is dating. But he reminds me of Ink. I'm going to put his picture up here for y'all. I'm going to share my screen and y'all can see him. So this is his page, right? This is Black Tatted. He's a CEO of hookah company. Your dreams can only come true if you have the courage to pursue them. That is his. He looks young, y'all. So this is him. Let me open this. That's his business, huh? Well, let me mute that because I don't want my video to get tagged because he playing Young Jeezy. But there he go. Don't he look like Ink, y'all? Mimi said him and Tamar Braxton are besties. Got it. But if she is okay, P anyways, get the storyline. Hey sis. Hey D Candy. Well, there you go. That is the guy that they had his face blacked out. When I tell you I love y'all, I love y'all. Y'all is boots on the ground for real. Appreciate it. Cause I had a busy day, but I damn sure said I was gonna do research on who this man was, and now, booyah, got it. I'm glad I did my show live today. I was gonna do pre-recorded because I was feeling like it was getting kind of late, and I'm trying to watch Basketball Wives because them fools is crazy over there. But yeah, so now we know who Black is. Hey Sativa, thank you for checking in. But yeah, there we have it. So that's the Black that Drew says she is not dating, but Porsha says Dennis told her otherwise. I don't know why she keeps telling what Dennis confides in her about. I don't get why she's doing that, but she did. And Drew is alleging that Porsha is messing with Future. They try to have a conversation. They're talking over each other. Porsha is labeling Drew as combative, aggressive, and I feel like she was just trying to get to the bottom of it. Like, yo, I'm not messing with your baby daddy. I'm making music. Why would you sit down with Ralph? Let's keep it 100. And once again, Porsha got up and walked out. No resolution. She keeps walking out. I'm over it, bro. I'm over it. So I'm hoping for a better season for her next year. I don't know what's gonna happen to them. I'm nervous for Atlanta because their ratings are in the toilet. So I'm a little nervous for them and what's gonna happen. So that was a waste of a time of a sit down, and Porsha leaves. Not really interested in what's going on with Kelly. I'm not interested in any of the new housewives' backstories. Maybe it's because I don't know them enough yet, or I have to get to know them to care more about their backstories. I do not care about Brittany and her sisters fighting. I do not care about Angela and Charles and her mama feud and her sisters. I don't care about Kelly's divorce. I probably would care more about Kelly's divorce if she was in the midst of it. Like, cameras are pulling up and we're watching it after all of the actual messiness has taken place. He's already been arrested and held in contempt of court. They've already had restraining orders filed. They've already been to court battling it out. She's at the tail end of the divorce now, wrapping it up. And at this point, it's actually already wrapped up. And you guys know, if not, because you're not following me, he's filing for a motion to have his child support lowered because he ain't getting that chicken and waffle money no more out of the business with them. So he's saying his money and salary has changed. He wants a lower child support payment. And also he is speaking out on, he also tried to cease and desist. He pulled the Simon because he said he doesn't like how he's being portrayed on the show through Kelly's storyline. I don't care anything about that, but her publicist tells her that she reached out to her husband to see if he would try, be interested in the truth. He said absolutely not. They don't like each other at all, like at all. I don't see how they're ever going to co-parent in a healthy manner with all that they've been through legal wise. But he said not interested in the truth at all. There you have it. Let me see what the comments are saying. D Candy said right, and be in that mess, boring Kelly. Said the damn camera better off following me. You and me both. I give them a time. They need some real housewives, not real housewives. You get it? Because they would have a time following me and my foolishness. You are absolutely right. But yeah, so the ladies head off to Grenada. Angela and Phaedra meet face to face after Phaedra has called Angela a secret housewife and that nobody knows that Charles is married. Y'all saw Angela responded to that by posting, she posted a bunch of pictures of her with Charles and celebrities. I posted one of the pictures of her with Charles and Michael Jordan, and I guess that's Michael Jordan's wife. But she posted after, I guess, responding to Phaedra calling her a secret wife, and her caption said, "When you choose to live a private life, some call you a secret. Never met me. I preferred it that way." And she said, be sure to tune into this week's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I guess that was her. Some of you in the comments said that the people that she posted and the celebrity status, she was shading Phaedra, even with the pictures, saying like, I'm with the upper echelon. She like, you don't know me because you hang, I guess, with D-listers or something like that. I don't know if her shade was that deep, but she was making it known that she has been out with Charles and all of these celebrities and that she just prefers a private life, but she is not a secret. But Phaedra and her meet face to face. Phaedra's shading in her confessional right away. She said that she is the youngest looking old woman she ever seen or something like that. And she said that she hopes that her personality isn't as old as she look. I fell on the floor. Say what you want about Phaedra, but her shade is unmatched. She is definitely the shade assassin, and I hollered. So it started off right off the bat, and they definitely are going to get into it this season. Angela was on This Nation. They were asking her what does she feel about each housewife, and when it came to Phaedra, she literally just said "F her." So they definitely got some going back and forth that has already brewed. I don't know what Phaedra's issue is with Angela or why she's chosen her to go so hard on, but I hollered. So yeah. Not Candy said, now don't get your ass beat. Faye, now you know you're not good with the hands. She ain't good with the hands, D Candy, but she sure good with that mouth, honey. She had me rolling. So they head off to Grenada. We have typical, you know how they do it. Somebody's always mad about their room, child. That's typical housewife trip drama. We have that going on. Hey Ken, thank you for checking in. So we have that going on, but we get to Grenada. Drew tagged Shamia because apparently Drew has saw the interview that we saw in last week's episode where Shamia literally was giving Crab in a Barrel vibes, talking about Drew on this radio station interview and saying how you never had a hit record like me. But joke's on you, that aged like spoiled milk, because Drew album, in my opinion, is doing way better than Shamia's one song to her whole album. So she tags her saying that the beef was imaginary, and Shamia saw that, so that's something she wants to address. They're in Grenada, and Angela is celebrating her 8th year anniversary without her husband. Y'all still trying to convince me that this woman, that Charles loves Angela. Stop playing with me, y'all. Like, the man do not like her. I don't care what y'all say. Don't tell me this is just Charles's attitude. He's too cool for school. That's how he joke around. I don't want to hear it. The man don't like Angela, and he was probably happy that she left on their 8th anniversary to go to Grenada with them girls, so he ain't have to deal with her. I even saw in the sneak peek for the next episode, she asking him like, you don't miss me? You're not sad that we're not celebrating our 8th year anniversary together? He said no. Like, literally, he said no. So he ain't send no flowers, no card when she got to her room, like some house husbands we've seen where they send their significant other some flowers on it. He ain't sending nothing. He just sent her because he's happy she's gone. Okay. All right. D Candy says she wants to film on her anniversary. Cool, I get it. She want to film. She want to get her coin. Cool, understand that. But did he send her anything, D Candy? No, he don't like her, D. Like, I don't care what you say. He don't like her. Did you see the sneak peek of the upset of the upcoming episode where she asked him? if he miss her sad that they not celebrating together. He was like, no, I'm good. So yeah, keep trying to convince me that Sean's like her because he don't. Okay. And Ali, you said finally confirmed Drew will be on Watch What Happens Live. She's coming to Watch What Happens Live. Would love to see it. I hope Ralph bartending. But yes, y'all don't try to convince me. Angela and Charles don't like that girl, but whatever. So they go to dinner. You live through me on these shows. I love you, D. Candy. Thank you. So the group sits down, they go to dinner, and Kelly is becoming the Jackie of Real Housewives of Atlanta, where she's gonna get the mess started. That's the only role Kelly has that I'm interested in. Like I said, I'm not interested in her family drama and the husband. Like, it's too little too late. We missed the good parts of that. So she sits down and she tells them, we're going to have a reset conversation before we start this trip. We're going to try to reset friendship. Hence the reason why the episode is titled Chapter 1 Reset, even though we're 13 episodes in. So she tells them that we're going to, have this conversation, and we're going to start with Drew and Shamia, right? Shamia has an attitude about the lapdog conversation or comment that was made. Drew ain't backing down from that. She does feel like I do as well, that Shamia does give. She don't give big dog energy yet. She's not a top housewife. She does give lapdog energy because she had a lot of energy for Drew when they were at the bare bones, bare and naked event where she was barking and woof, woof, you kissed my ass and all this stuff, but she didn't have none of that energy when she sat down with Porsha, the one that you really feel like doing you dirty. So they are gonna try to move past it, but it kind of got cut off because Angela jumps in saying, well, like, nobody's trying to pry into your relationship. She's speaking to Shamia, your relationship with you and Porsha. She's saying Shamia is relaying to them, her, Kelly, whoever else will lend an ear, and she's telling them her griefs about her relationship with Porsha. Shamia turns around and says, well, no, you guys are normally asking me about the relationship, and I'm telling you guys what we've gone through, what we've moved past. Anything I've expressed to you, I've expressed to Porsha. That's her story. She's sticking to it. I don't necessarily believe that. I do think that she has expressed some issues that she, for whatever reason, can't seem to get her feelings when she's talking to Porsha, but she can get them out when she's talking to anybody else. Drew was saying something like a hit dog gonna holler. That set Shamia off even more because I'm not gonna talk to anybody. She keeps making these reference to lap dog or dog. I'm not gonna have this conversation. So that's where Angela jumped in saying, what she said about the situation. And Kelly also jumps in because they love to tag team. I feel like Angela and Kelly speak behind the scenes of how they're going to start nonsense at all of these events. But she jumps in as well because Portia's saying, everybody's asking Shamia about our friendship. Nobody asked me. Nobody's talked to me about it. Only Shamia. And Kelly says, well, how do you feel about the friendship? And Portia shuts her down like, nah. I meant you didn't ask me about that before we had our conversation. We've had our conversation and it's squashed. Now, I really didn't understand because Shamia seemed so happy with that. She was like, oh my God, I always feel like I'm defending this relationship or this friendship on my own. And finally she stands up and she defends me. And I'm like, she defended you because she said, we already talked, we good? What is it with her and Porsha? I don't get it. I really don't I really don't understand their dynamic. I get they've been friends for a really long time, but that's usually the person that you can really keep it 100 with if y'all been friends since middle school. But she was so elated that Porsha defended their friendship by telling everybody, don't ask me no questions. We already talked about it. I didn't understand what was so knight in shining armor about that, but Shamia was happy with that. So a plus for now, because we know they ain't talking now, but I guess that's a plus for now. I really didn't understand what was so great about that. Kelly then goes on to say that Drew has issues with everybody at the table except for Cynthia. Drew's face was like, I do? She didn't get the memo. Hey, how do you say it? Is it Malish Hamilton? Hey, thank you for checking in. But yeah, she didn't seem aware that she had issues with everybody but Cynthia. So she let it be known, like, I don't really have an issue with Porsha. Porsha has an issue with me. Shamia has an issue with me about the lapdog conversation, but Shamia seems to forget that the lapdog comment came after she ran back and told the whole Pilar College Fund comment in a negative way when I didn't mean it in that way. She did. She was being petty when she said it, because she even said, well, when Shamia said, well, I'm pretty sure Pilar's college is already paid for, she said, well, then maybe it'll pay for some snacks or something. You were being shady, Drew. So just own it, and then you can probably move past it. But her and Porsha started getting into it again. But Porsha ended up apologizing for the low down dirty dog comment that she made in the first episode at Shamia's birthday party. She apologized for that. So that was one step forward. But then they started going back and forth about her sitting down with Ralph and eating with Ralph and the whole, are you dating Black and you could be dating Future, and they go back and forth and it's not really going anywhere. It's just going in circles, child. And then Britt jumps in it. But before she does, like I said, Porsha apologizes for her little piece of low down dirty dog talk, and Drew apologizes about the way that she handled the situation with Dennis. I've said it before. I don't feel like Drew messed with Dennis. She says she likes biceps, not bellies. That's what the woman said. If you look at her dating history, she don't be dating nobody with the belly. So I'm gonna have to believe her in that. She ran down her roster. She's dated Michael B. Jordan. She used to date, I forget that producer's name that was on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. He changed his name, Hitmaker, that she's dated him. So they don't have bellies. So that's what the woman said. She liked bellies, not biceps, on her interview with Carlos King. I don't see them messing around in that manner. It was strictly business. But I do think she could have went about it a better way in letting Porsha know that she was making music with her baby daddy. You know, you say you text her to try to have a conversation and you couldn't get in touch with her. So just send it through a text message, send it through a voice note. Hell, leave a voicemail. I don't know. But she apologizes for the way she handled it. So they're going to try to move forward from here. Britt then takes the floor and says, being that we're doing this reset and, Phaedra, I just want to let you know I had an event and Apollo and his wife was at my event, invited by way of my husband. I don't know him. I just want to let you know. And Phaedra saying, like, girl, we good. We ain't got no beef. Why are you telling me about Apollo? He married to somebody else. I don't care. And meanwhile, all I'm thinking is, I wonder if she had food at that event that Apollo got invited to. That's all I was trying to figure out. I wonder if he got a plate. Or was it only his table that got a plate? Well, and everybody else got light bites at that event as well. I don't know why she needed to jump in there with that, but I am not a fan of Brittany, and it's not because of the whole Kenya situation. Because I'm nobody's stan. I'm nobody's like ride or die fan. If you're wrong, you're wrong. You're right, you're right. But I'm not feeling Brittany for this show. So boots on the ground, because y'all gave me a lot of information tonight. I gotta hit up my one girl that gives me a lot of tea too. But boots on the ground, ask yourselves, because the streets are saying that Britney's husband has a checkered past as well as her. We're already learning about her checkered past with her cam web videos, all of that type of stuff that she's done in the past, the pictures that Kenya put up. And by the way, there was a video where Drew's best friend, makeup artist, somebody said that he knew who the peen was in the picture that Kenya put up of Britney, giving the sloppy top to at her event. And his this guy who was Drew's friend said that the person in the video allegedly was Hitmaker. So I found it very interesting when Drew did her interview with Carlos King and she was saying who she dated and she mentioned she dated Hitmaker. I found that very interesting because you remember when Drew sat down with Britt to ask her that was she selling a cat and sipping on that drink, and she was saying, like, how would you know who the peen was? Have you seen the peen before? And Drew was like, she kind of backed out of the conversation. I found that very connected dot-ish interesting. Allegedly, that's what the boy said. So do what you want with that. But I say all that to say is I'm very interested in digging into what more about Britney's husband and her. Because Drew also said in that interview that Britney is not fit for a housewife show, that she's more for a rags to riches, a rags to riches show. So I know that Britney's husband is supposed to be in the oil business. He's supposed to be an investor, but the streets are yelling in my ear that he has a very checkered past. So if you guys find anything, DM your girl. I'm going to spend some time trying to investigate that. It's a very busy week for me. So I appreciate any help from y'all. I love y'all. Y'all gave me the tea tonight on who Black is. Appreciate you, Mimi, on Instagram for giving me that tea. But it is a busy week for me, y'all. So, but I'm going to be looking into that. If I have to do one separate episode or a green screen and post it everywhere, I would do. But I will be looking into his past as well as Britney's. Believe that. But I don't know. This episode was all right. Hey, Toria, thank you for checking in. You in vacation Bible school? Aw. You're a volunteer. You're such a great person, Toria. You really are. But it is a busy week. This will be up on YouTube. So if you missed any part of the live, you can definitely go back. I have one daughter graduating from pre-K 3 tomorrow. My oldest daughter is graduating from kindergarten, going into first grade. She graduates this Thursday. So we are celebrating their graduations this week. And one more time before I get out of this, I will be with my friends. One of my favorite podcasts, because I do love football. You guys know that. Off the Top Sports is having their 8th anniversary celebration. Their podcast has been on the air at 8 Squad, where Rebel Radio, for 8 years. They are having a live sports versus relationship podcast. And guess what? Your girl will be on the panel. So this is my first live podcast episode. It's going to be this Saturday, June 7th. It starts at 6 p.m. The live podcast will be 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then there will be an after party at 8 p.m. So if you are in Jersey, if you're in New York, the surrounding area, this event will be at Soko Bar and Grill, Southern Comfort Bar and Grill. That is 501 Central Avenue, Orange, New Jersey. Come out, pull up. There will be a lot of, I think it's about 5 of us on the panel, including Be the Analyst and June, the biggest boss, who are the hosts of Off the Top Sports Radio. Congratulations to them on 8 years of their podcast show. So again, it's going to be sports and relationship. They call me Miss Know-It-All. So they want me there because we'll be digging into all of the things in sports and relationships, drama that has been going on. Y'all know Stephon Diggs and Cardi B will be on the topic list, and all the other domestic violence cases and everything else that we see in sports and relationships. So those would be the topics. Y'all know I know a little bit about everything, so I will be on the panel as well. So pull up if you can. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. A little nervous, but I'm gonna make it do what it do, you know. I know what I'm doing, I guess. So it'll be a good time, y'all. But thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for commenting, giving me the tea on this guy Black that Drew is allegedly dating. Y'all make sure if you missed any part of this that you go back and watch it. It'll be up on my YouTube channel. So one last time, follow me on Instagram and Facebook for all the reality TV gossip news at reality_recap. My link is in the bio to my YouTube page, on my Instagram, Facebook, and on my TikTok. And you can find me on YouTube right there at Reality Recap 2876, y'all. Thank you for checking in. I will be back. I'm going to do a pre-recorded episode of Basketball Wives from last week because I didn't recap that. I've been a little busy. And then I will recap tonight's episode either tomorrow, probably Wednesday, because I have the graduation tomorrow. So we'll do that one Wednesday to give myself a little breather. All right. So thank you, D Candy. Appreciate you guys. Before I get out of here, as I always say, reality TV stars are humans too. Let's not forget that. It is your girl V with Reality Recap. Set your alerts. Make sure you get the recap of last week's Basketball Wives. That will be up by tomorrow. And I will be back Wednesday for a live tea talk on tonight's episode of Basketball Wives. It looks like it's going to be good, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Peace.